You are no longer afraid to be rejected, and you don't have the need to be accepted. You can say, I love you, with no shame or justification. You can walk in the world with your heart completely open and not be afraid to be hurt. Imagine living your life without being afraid to take a risk and to explore life. You are not afraid to lose anything. You are not afraid to be alive in the world, and you are not afraid to die. Imagine that you love yourself just the way you are. You love your body just the way it is, and you love your emotions just the way they are. You know that you are perfect just as you are. The reason I ask you to imagine these things is because they are all entirely possible. You can live in the state of grace, the state of bliss, the dream of heaven. But in order to experience this dream, you must first understand what it is. Only love has the ability to put you in that state of bliss. Being in bliss is like being in love. Being in love is like being in bliss. You are floating in the clouds. You are perceiving love wherever you go. It is entirely possible to live this way all the time. It is possible because others have done it, and they are no different from you. They live in bliss because they have changed their agreement and are dreaming a different dream. Once you feel what it means to live in a state of bliss, you will love it. You will know that heaven on earth is truth, that heaven truly exists. Once you know that heaven exists, once you know it is possible to stay there, it's up to you to make the effort to do it. 2,000 years ago, Jesus told us about the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of love. But hardly anyone was ready to hear this. They said, "What are you talking about? I don't feel the peace that you have." You don't have to do this. Just imagine that his message of love is possible, and you will find that it is yours. The world is very beautiful and very wonderful. Life can be very easy when love is your way of life. You can be loving all the time. This is your choice. You may not have a reason to love, but you can love because to love makes you so happy. Love in action only produces happiness. Love will give you inner peace. It will change your perception of everything. You can see everything with the eyes of love. You can be aware that there is love all around you. When you live this way, there is no longer a fog in your mind. The mitote has gone on a permanent vacation. This is what humans have been seeking for centuries. Where was it? For thousands of years, we have been searching for happiness. Happiness is the lost paradise. Humans have worked so hard to reach this point, and this is part of the evolution of the mind. This is the future of humanity. This way of life is possible, and it's in your hands. Moses called it the promised land. Buddha called it nirvana. Jesus called it heaven. And the Toltecs call it a new dream. Unfortunately, your identity is mixed with the dream of the planet, or your ego. I'm joking. So, all your beliefs and agreements are there in the fog. You feel the presence of the parasite and believe it is you. This makes it difficult to let go, to release the parasite and create the space to experience love. You are attached to the judged, attached to the victim. Suffering makes you feel safe because you know it so well. But there is really no reason to suffer. What is happening? Anyways, I love that song. It's a beautiful. Play it again, baby. Play it again. Play it again. Play it again. Where was I? But there's really no reason to suffer. The only reason you suffer is because you choose to suffer. If you look at your life, you will find many excuses to suffer. But a good reason to suffer you will not find. The same is true for happiness. The only reason you are happy is because you choose to be happy. Happiness is a choice, and so is suffering. Maybe we cannot escape from the destiny of the human, but we have a choice to suffer our destiny or to enjoy our destiny. To suffer or to love and be happy. To live in hell or to live in heaven. My choice is to live in heaven. What is yours? And that ends chapter 7. But there's still more though. There is the last kind of thing of the book called prayer. So actually let's stop the music for it. Might be a bit distracting. Okay, so prayers. I'm gonna do this in my normal voice. Okay. So please take a moment to close your eyes, open your heart, and feel all the love that comes from your heart. I want you to join with me. Wait, I want you to join with my words in your mind and in your heart to feel a very strong connection of love. Together, we are going to do a very special prayer to experience a communion with our Creator. Focus your attention on your lungs. So you're closing your eyes, right, guys? Esther? Esther! You're closing your eyes? Esther! Yes. Okay, yes. I hope Carl is closing his. I don't even know if Carl's here anymore. I hope you're here, Carl. But please close thine eyes. Anyways. Oh, homie is here. Oh my god, I'm so proud of you, Carl. My eyes are closed. Beautiful. I love it. Okay, so focus your attention on your lungs, as if your lungs exist. Feel the pressure when your lungs expand to fulfill the biggest need of the human body, to breathe. Take a deep breath and feel the air as it fills your lungs. Feel how the air is nothing but love. Notice the connection between the air and the lungs, a connection of love. Expand your lungs with air until your body has the need to expel that air. And then exhale and feel the pleasure again. Where was I? I lost. Because when we fulfill any need of the human body, it gives us pleasure. To breathe gives us much pleasure. Just to breathe is enough for us to always be happy, to enjoy life. Just to be alive is enough. Feel the pleasure to be alive, the pleasure of the feeling of love. So, prayer for freedom. Today, Creator of the universe, we ask that you come to us and share with us a strong communion of love. We know that your real name is love. That to have a communion with you means to share the same vibration, the same frequency that you are, because you are the only thing that exists in the universe. Today, help us to be like you are, to love life, to be life, to be love. Help us to love the way you love, with no conditions, no expectations, no obligations, without any judgment. Help us to love and accept ourselves without any judgment, because when we judge ourselves, we find ourselves guilty and we need to be punished. Help us to love everything you create unconditionally, especially other human beings, especially those who live around us, all our relatives and people whom we try so hard to love. Because when we reject them, we reject ourselves. And when we reject ourselves, we reject you. Help us to love others just the way they are with no conditions. Help us to accept them the way they are without judgment. Because if we judge them, we find them guilty. We blame them, and we have the need to punish them. Today, clean our hearts of any emotional poison that we have. Free our minds from any judgment so that we can live in complete peace and complete love. Today is a very special day. Today we open our hearts to love again so that we can tell each other, I love you, without any fear and really mean it. Today we offer ourselves to you. Come to us, use our voices, use our eyes, use our hands, and use our hearts
to share ourselves in a communion of love with everyone. Today, Creator, help us to be just like you are. Thank you for everything that we received this day, especially for the freedom to be who we really are. Amen. Now, prayer for love. We are going to share a beautiful dream together, a dream that you will love to have, that you will love to have all of the time. In this dream, you are in the middle of a beautiful, warm, sunny day. You hear the birds, the wind, and a little river. You walk toward the river. At the edge of the wait, hold on. I read that weirdly. You hear the birds, the wind, and a little river. You walk toward the river. At the edge of the river is an old man in meditation, and you see that out of his head comes a beautiful light of different colors. You try not to bother him, but he notices your presence and opens his eyes. He has the kind of eyes that are full of love and a big smile. You ask him how he is able to radiate all that beautiful light. You ask him if he can teach you to do what he is doing. He replies that many, many years ago, he asked the same question of his teacher. The old man begins to tell you his story. Lol. I wonder if I should read this in a voice, but probably not. My teacher. My teacher! Hold on, let me think about this. My teacher opened his chest and took out his heart. And he took a beautiful flame from his heart. Then he opened my chest, opened my heart, and he put that little flame inside it. He put my heart back in my chest, and as soon as my heart was inside me, I felt intense love, because the flame he put in my heart was his own love. That flame grew in my heart and became a big, big fire. A fire that doesn't burn, but purifies everything that it touches. And that fire touched each one of the cells of my body, and the cells of my body loved me back. I became one with my body, but my love grew even more. That fire touched every emotion of my mind, and all the emotions transformed into a strong and intense love. And I loved myself completely and unconditionally. But the fire kept burning, and I had the need to share my love. I decided to put a little piece of my heart, of my love, in every tree. And the trees loved me back, and I became one with the trees. But my love did not stop. It grew more. I put a piece of my love in every flower, in the grass, in the earth, and they loved me back, and we became one. And my love grew more and more to love every animal in the world. They responded to my love, and they loved me back, and we became one. But my love kept growing and growing. I put a piece of my love in every crystal, in every stone in the ground, in the dirt, in the metals, and they loved me back. And I became one with the earth. And then I decided to put my love in the water, in the oceans, in the rivers, in the rain, in the snow, and they loved me back, and we became one. And still my love grew more and more. I decided to give my love to the air, to the wind. I felt a strong communion with the earth, with the wind, with the oceans, with nature, and my love grew and grew. I turned my head to the sky, to the sun, to the stars, and put a little piece of my love in every star, in the moon, in the sun, and they loved me back. And I became one with the moon, and the sun, and the stars, and my love kept growing and growing. And I put a little piece of my love in every human, and I became one with the whole of humanity. Wherever I go, whoever I meet, I see myself in their eyes, because I am a part of everything, because I love. And then the old man opens his own chest, takes out his heart with that beautiful flame inside, and he puts that flame in your heart. And now that love is growing inside of you, now you are one with the wind, with the water, with the stars, with all of nature, with all animals, and with all humans. You feel the heat and the light emanating from the flame in your heart. Out of your head shines a beautiful light of different colors. You are radiant with the glow of love, and you pray. And you pray, thank you, Creator of the universe, for the gift of life you have given me. Thank you for giving me everything that I have ever truly needed. Thank you for the opportunity to experience this beautiful body and this wonderful mind. Thank you for living inside me with all your love, with your pure and boundless spirit, with your warm and radiant light. Thank you for using my words, for using my eyes, for using my heart to share your love wherever I go. I love you just the way you are, and because I am your creation, I love myself just the way I am. Help me to keep the love and the peace in my heart, and to make that love a new way of life, that I may live in love the rest of my life. Amen. And that's it. And that's it, y'all. It's over. It's over. It's over. Oh, in the dark. Oh, you guys may open your eyes now. By the way, you may open your eyes. But yeah, what did y'all think? What did y'all think of chapter 7? Let's start with that. What made it interesting? What, for chapter 7? Yeah, but what do you think about chapter 7? Like, about the content and stuff. I felt like I was in church. Sorry, what you were gonna say, Farhan? Yeah, it was, but what made it interesting, Farhan? Gotta help me out here, bro. You mean from the that's prayers. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, valid. Well, I mean, I'll kind of talk more about it and go. I'll kind of analyze it a bit. But yeah, I know you said it felt like you was in church, but what did you think about, chapter 7 and pray? Yeah, what did you think about chapter 7? Because I think you were around long enough for that. Like, what do you think about the content of chapter 7? Yeah, if you may go off mic if you would like, and just speak freely. Okay, I guess not. No. Esther, what did you think about chapter 7? Esther, wake up! Oh, Carlos typing. Esther, guys, you can go off mic, bro. What y'all doing? That's okay. Speak freely. I thought it was good. Yeah, but okay, what was good about it? Come on, y'all. Made me think openly. Okay, how so? Like, to see there's more to life. Yeah. There's so much more to life that we don't see. Yeah. What I saw you were typing, Carl. You can still keep typing, bro. I still want to hear from what you have to say, you know? Oh, I don't see the notification thing. And how we shouldn't ponder on things for long. Yes, yeah, absolutely, yeah. We dwell on so many things in our life that honestly, like, we probably should stop doing that because it's not gonna really help us. Okay, Carl's still typing. Valid. I was just wondering what's it for. Wondering what is what for. The sermons. You mean the prayers or the chapter or like what I'm reading? So like what I'm reading? Like are you asking why am I reading this? Question mark. Well, cause like, well, this book is very interesting. There's like a lot of wisdom in it. I mean, you haven't been here. Like, we've been reading this book for a while. I don't know if you knew that, Carl, but like, yeah, I was just reading it because like, there's a lot of wisdom in this book, and like, I feel like the wisdom that it has like can really help y'all. Cause I do notice that day to day, like, every time we're in class, I like, even if like y'all don't show it or what have you, like I can feel and like just notice that it seems like y'all are, struggling a bit with life in a sense. Like some of y'all have trouble focusing, or some of y'all have trouble, like, just getting started, trying to do things, and like, probably having trouble like keeping up with work, whether that's here in SIA or at school. And I just noticed that, and I was like, and like, honestly, when I first started reading this book, I just read it because I was just like, I just mentioned that I was reading this book, and like y'all were like, oh, what is book? And I was like, oh, this is book. This what book about? And then some of y'all were like, yo, and by some of y'all I mean Farhan and Esther, like, yo, read a book to us. And we read this after class. We've been reading this for like a couple weeks now, several weeks, and yeah, and they seem to have been enjoying it. I don't know if it helps. I hope it helps because, like, I think it is helpful. This book is really good. It teaches you a lot about life, how you should live it, and things like that. And you might have missed a lot of that, which is okay, you know. But I hope, like, you gained some stuff from like this stuff. Like, what did you think about some of this stuff? Does that answer your question? Oh, sorry. Can you repeat that last part? Right. Well. So no, this isn't my book. This is an actual wisdom book. So this is like it's called the Four Agreements. It's like a Toltec wisdom book. So like the Toltecs were like they were like basically, I think they were like I think they were like a kind of ancient Mexican society. I think like it was a society of like very intellectual, like spiritual, like people, and like they had all this wisdom. And this book was by someone named Miguel Ruiz, and he's like a descendant from like like the Toltecs, like part of a specific kind of house or whatever, I think. And he just wanted to, like, in this book he was like, okay, well, I've learned all this cool stuff from, like, my ancestors and family, what have you. And he's like, I'm gonna share it with the world. And like there's like some really interesting stuff in this book, like it is like literally, and like on the book it literally says a practical guide to personal freedom, because like, and it's a good book. And the reason why I share it, because I noticed that, like, through our day-to-day lives, like, at least people around me that I know, and like sometimes in you guys, like, I noticed that, like, you know sometimes it seems like y'all are struggling a bit, and and I don't know, I just want to help y'all out. I mean, I didn't even intend to help y'all out. It just happened that way when Farhan and Esther asked to read, but yeah, it's not my book. I didn't write this. And I'm not looking for critique. Really, what I'm looking for from you, Carl, is like, I just want to know what you thought about what I've read. Like in these, like, past moments, like what you think about it and all that stuff. Like, did you learn something? Things like that. Right. Yeah. How so? Can you tell me more? Yeah. No, that's true. Absolutely. Anything else? If not, yeah. Yeah, it's a very interesting book. I wish you got to hear the other parts of it, because like in the like from beginning to end, like, oh, you think that was like eye opening, or like gave you a new perspective. Like, wait till you like read the whole thing. Like, that'll give you so many different new perspectives, or at least that's the idea. Like, that could happen and whatnot. But yeah, I'm glad that you did enjoy it. How short it may have been for you, maybe. But yeah, thank you for your perspective, like your perspective, and like, reflection on the book. It's really cool. I like that. All right. Holy guacamole, indeed. All right, Esther, it's time for you. I need your answers now.
Oh Lord, what about my answers?
Well, what did you think, bro? I mean,
Honestly,
you did give me some stuff, but I want to hear more, I guess.
more on the ideology of me is crazy. Um,
Um,
honestly, I think it was something that needs to be told to a lot of people that sometimes tend to lose hope, or like even during this time they have rates of declining in their academics or in their own dreams and hopes and lives, and it's like to be told that you have control of it is something nice,
yeah. Yeah, honestly, guys, we have so much control in our lives. Like, I think that's something we don't realize. And another thing we don't realize is that we are taking on so many things in our lives that we can't entirely control. And particularly the thing that like we always try so hard to control but don't realize that we can't control it is the future. Like, I feel like a lot of y'all, a lot of the time, are always like paralyzed and stuck in the future, like worrying about deadlines, worrying about, oh my God, am I gonna get this done, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Which I get it. It's, that's kind of a conditioning that y'all probably went through, and I went through that as well. But like, a thing that we need to remember and realize is that the future doesn't exist yet, bro. It doesn't exist. It's not real, bro. Like, the only thing that's real is the present. Like, where you are right now, like the breath that you're taking, like right now, that is what exists. The future doesn't exist, bro. We don't know what's gonna happen in the future. We don't know if like, oh, you're gonna get an A on the test, you're gonna B. We don't know that. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. The only thing that we know and we know that's real is like your actions and what you can do in the present. So hey, if you want to get a good grade, like on a test that's coming up, then focus on your actions of what you can do to be able to get that. You know, like you can absolutely consider the future. Like okay, I gotta plan out like my schedule so that I can be able to study really good and be able to get a good grade on this test. But like obviously do that, consider the future. But at the end of the day, like all you gotta do and focus on is like the present moment and what you can like what you can do. So like let's say like you have a test in 3 days and right like oh crap I got a test in 3 days I have to study. Well in that moment like when you think that you're like okay well this is what I'll do I'm gonna go study. I'm gonna study for like 1 hour or 30 minutes work on like a little worksheet or whatever okay. All right and then tomorrow I'll do 30 more minutes and then the day after that I'll do a little 30 more minutes like in the morning or something before the test and right and just focus on that, focus on being in the present, doing that stuff and not worrying about the future, not worrying about oh my god the test is coming because when you have that kind of like thought process of like being stressed thinking about oh my god the test is coming, the test is coming, oh my god am I gonna fail or am I gonna like win, like forget about that. All you can do is just be in the present and be like okay this is what I need to do and this is what I will do. Like does that make sense? Like that's the thing that we forget about, I would say. Like we forget that the future does not exist, y'all. It doesn't exist. We don't know what the hell's gonna happen. Like, does that make sense? What do y'all think about that? Yeah, you can't. And same goes for the past. Like a lot of y'all are sometimes I feel like are always like also like kind of paralyzed in the past as well. Like how do I say? Like let me think for a second. Hold on.
Like we're fixated on past mistakes.
Yeah, no. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you like a lot of us are always like yeah, we're fixated on past mistakes, And like we forget that like bro, like what's done is done. Like yeah, I messed up. Like let's say like you failed the test. Like oh crap. I got a 70 or 60, whatever. Whatever you consider failure or whatever. Like I got this, and y'all fixate on it. which it's not healthy. Like it's not gonna help you. Like I'd say in that case scenario, like if that happens, like just like reflect upon it. Of course, be like, okay, I got this, and then but most importantly, ask yourself the question and like actively work towards like doing this. Be like, okay, what did I get wrong on this test? Like how can I do better in the future? Because like most of the time, what I notice like when it comes like to tests or whatever and what have y'all. Like I mean, I did this too, of course, obviously. Like I wasn't, you know, like I did this too. Like like what we do is like, oh, once the test is over, whether we got a good grade or not, we just move on to the next thing, which I mean, kind of reasonable, but it's not gonna be helpful to like, you know, future you in a sense. Like I think a good rule of thumb or like a good thing to do is like whatever grade you get, like let's say like I don't know, you get something wrong on like a couple things wrong on the test, like what you should do is like, okay, let's look at this, where did I go wrong, blah 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 blah. Let's say like, oh, I got this equation wrong, I used it incorrectly and it resulted in me having this wrong answer, when in actuality, if you do it like this will give me the right answer, all right? And just like look at that, reflect on that, and take that with you into the present, you know? Like take that with you and be like, okay, so this is what I got wrong. Okay, now I got to figure out and know what to do to be able to like, correct that, you know, for the future, but also like, for the present in a sense. Yeah, it's a little complicated and paradoxical if you kind of think about it and whatnot. But yeah, my point is like when concerning the past, like most like absolutely like learn from it. Like I think we got to do that more. Is like learn from it. Oh, okay. Have a good one. Bye. 5 years as well. But yeah, like consider the past, reflect on it, and take that information with you into the future. But don't let the past like take hold of you. Like don't let it like paralyze you. Like whether that has to do with trauma or like guilt of like you know of like I don't know, guilt of like failing a test or like something else, like whatever that is, like deal with that. And because here's the thing, because like I think that's another thing too, is like we don't, yeah, like we fixate on the past, but another thing we do is that we don't reflect on it, and we don't even try to resolve whatever trauma or like whatever like guilt or mistake that that we feel from the past. Because like if we don't deal with that, like then it's gonna be even harder to live in the present. Like are you guys following what I mean? And
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
welcome back, Esther. What happened? Why'd you come back? I thought you said you had to go.
No,
Oh,
I came back.
I came. Oh, why'd you come back?
It's
No.
because like the thing is like my parents want me to eat dinner, but it's like I want to still be in theology class, and plus I'm still full from lunch.
Oh, did you tell them that?
Nah,
What, bro? No, you should eat. You can't bring food with you.
no,
Uh, I think you should eat though. But
no.
yeah,
There's just
do
one.
y'all follow what I'm saying though?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing. Oh, like yeah, we like yeah, like that's another thing. Regrets, man. Like oh my God, regrets. We always have a lot of them. It's smile
Mm-hmm.
that it happened. Sure. Yeah, that's one way. Yeah, but yeah, no, absolutely. I think just one thing I'll say about regrets. Like for example, like sometimes
What?
like I do notice that like let's say when y'all like are trying to figure out like a code or programming problem or what have you, or any kind of problem really, and like you're doing it, you're trying to figure it out, blah blah blah, and then out of nowhere, let's say somebody helps you or something, and be like let's say you're going through the hard route of like trying to figure out a problem, and then someone comes along and is like, oh, nah, bro, you can just do a simple way, bro. Like you can just do it this way, and then right there in that moment when the problem gets fixed for you simply like that, you feel so bad. You're just like, bro, you mean to tell me I could have done this? And then what happens is that you start regretting the time that you spent, and you're like, oh my god, that was such a freaking waste of time, and like, yeah, and yeah, it happens to a lot of people. I would say, like it really does. And here's what I'll say about that though. Like, bro, you gotta let that go. Like, I'm serious. Like, you gotta let it go, bro. Cause like I mean, like yeah, sit with the regret. Be like, oh man, this feels bad. You know, like sit with that. Feel bad for a bit. You know, understand it. You know, be one with your emotions. But then when like once you be like you feel that and you understand like okay, yes, I feel bad. This sucks. This is very unfortunate. I wish I do this earlier. Blah 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 or whatever. But then like you gotta let that go, bro, because dwelling on that is like it's not gonna help you, bro. Like it's not. Like it's really not. And another thing I would say is cause like when you have regrets, like things like that, you know, like here's the thing, cause cause like we make this argument to ourselves like oh if I had known that like oh I could have had done this done this faster, but guess what, bro, you didn't know that, okay, and so you can't fault yourself for that. Like you didn't know anything, so like you weren't gonna get there like fast or not because you didn't know the information in the first place. And guess what, guys, that's okay. Like just say to yourself, okay, crap, well I wish I do, like oh crap, if I had known this I would have been able to done this faster. And then just say to yourself, okay, but so be it, so what, all right, we're here now, it's whatever, it is what it is. Yeah, truly, yeah, it is what it is, because guess what, there's nothing you could do about it. And another thing I'll say is that like even if the path is long or you have a even though if the path is long, like along the way I would say like you're still going to learn something by going through that path, like honestly, like when I look back on my like quote unquote past regrets, like I realize like so much now, like oh wait a minute, it was not wasted time, it really wasn't, because while I was doing whatever wherever there was I was doing, like I just realized like oh wait a minute, because of this thing, this experience, it actually allowed me to learn something along the way, you know, and we need to realize that and take that to heart, because like kind of like I was saying earlier, like in the beginning of class, like a moment in life is never really truly wasted. Like it only really becomes wasted when we put that judgment value like on that moment and idea. That's the only time when it feels and becomes wasted, you know? Like, because, like, in reality, it's not. It's not entirely wasteful, I would say. Because, like, you either learn something or at least, like, and, like, the thing is like, there was no other way, like, probably could have, like, gone any other way, if that makes sense. Like, are y'all following what I'm saying? What do you
Mhm.
think about that? Say what? I agree. Okay. What do you agree about it? Yeah, you can't really change. Yes, you can't really change much. But guess what? There are things that you can change. And what is that? M- The present. Okay, but what can you do in the present though? What can you control? What do you say? What did you say? Beautiful, bro. Oh my god. Plus 10,000 points, brother. Well, not 10,000. That's too much. But plus 10 points. Like, oh my god, I'm gonna put down the sheet right now. Beautiful. Yeah, that's all y'all can do, bro. Like seriously. That's all you can do, man. And I think we forget that so much, like, and like another thing is that like another thing I'll say is that we can't do like everything in life, when it concerns to our actions. Because I think another thing is that we try to do so many different things like in one day or whatever, and what I feel is like that's not a really a good idea. Like the best thing to do is like live and like in the present, like one moment at a time, you know? Like not everything has to be finished. Like I know, which sounds bizarre, right? You know, like what? Not everything has to be finished. You know, not all projects have to be finished. You know, not all like even game projects or what have you. Not everything has to be finished. Like the only thing that at the end of the day that you need to remember is just like just try your best, man. Like try your best to do what you can do today. You know, don't care about like tomorrow. Don't care about yesterday. Just think about like, okay, what can I do today so that, so that today could be good and like things like that, if that makes sense. Cuz like yeah, like that's all y'all can control at the end of the day. Like it's just your actions, you know? And like I truly believe that, man. And like we need to understand that and really like take that idea to heart because when we don't do that, this is why we suffer. I feel like, this is why I suffered in the past. I suffered a great deal because I was always so focused on the future, so focused on like, oh, I gotta get average 95 like this marking period. I would always focus on that. I was like, oh, I gotta get this, gotta get that, I gotta get this 100, gotta get that. And while I did get those things, right? I did get those things, but I suffered while doing it. And like I look back now and I'm just like, bro, I mean, this is funny. I'm talking about a regret in a sense, but I don't think of it as a regret because I learned from it obviously, but like bro, like I think back and I'm just like, bro, I didn't even have to suffer while getting these 90s, bro. And I know this is because when I was finishing high school, like my senior year, like I just stopped being because like literally on the tail end of like when I was like finishing like the marking period or whatever. I think it was like literally like the date like the weeks before graduation. Like of course we still have to do some work or whatever. And literally like I was quote unquote like oh I was at the finish line. It's like oh I'm going to graduate. I know I'm going to graduate. I got a 90, at least a 90 average. I'm good, bro. And right and I was so and it was funny. It was so funny, but like what ended up happening was just that I was just being in the present moment. It's like okay, well I can live my life a bit now. Like I can kind of do what I want in a sense. I mean, of course, I still decided like, oh, I'm gonna still keep up with my work though, which I did. But what was so interesting from like me keeping up with my work, like working on my schoolwork this time compared to how it was back then, was that I didn't even care about the future or whatever, about getting an 100 or whatever. All I like what I was doing was like, okay, let's see what we have to do today. I was like, okay, let's see this assignment. Like I used to have a creating writing class, and I love creative writing and or whatever. I mean, there was also and what have you. And I was like, okay, what do we got to do today? And I just looked at, okay, oh, we got to write this thing. And I was like, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's have fun with it in a sense. And like I could give an example of like a class I didn't like. Like I had like I think I had like an astronomy class, which was pretty hard because the teacher was not that good at teaching, which it is what it is. So I had to like teach myself things, and but and I was like the top of the class though, even though I hated that. I didn't hate it. It's just like oh, it was just very difficult and kind of annoying. It was frustrating, but I didn't really hate it realistically. But but yeah, like it was interesting and like when I look back on this happening I just realized oh my god that was just me focusing on the present and doing what I can do because like in those final like weeks of like working like doing my schoolwork I was like okay what is it that I can do to like at least maintain like a specific GPA average or whatever a high GPA and like that's all I focused on like that's all I concerned myself with because I was like well this is all I can do and like as a result like I was able to be like more absorbed in the work that I was doing and seeing and being like okay so how do I do this how do I do that like basically like what I did is I was just in the present moment and like having like fun with it in a sense just worrying about the like not worrying about the that's a poor choice of words but like focusing like on the work rather than the outcomes of like what the work can entail. Because like that's the thing that we do a lot is like we focus on the outcome. like so much. Like we don't do the work because of the work itself. We do the work because of what outcomes it brings. And that's a dangerous thing I would say, because that's what leads us to stress. That's what leads us to probably make mistakes on that assignment, you know, and that leads us to suffer basically. And literally like the tail ends of my last year like in high school, like I just stopped worrying about the outcome. I was like, oh, I'm already graduating, so I know what the outcome's gonna be in a sense. And so I was just like, okay, well, let me just do like what I can, just live like every day, like day by day, like in the present, and just like, okay, well, we got to do this. All right, let's do this. And I was like finishing like assignments like back to back, like very, very fast and frequently, like as they were coming in, all that kind of stuff. And the key there is like that I noticed is just because I just like set the outcomes aside, like, okay, forget about the outcomes. Let's just do the work. And like, yeah. Lol, sorry for ranting so long. What do y'all think about that? Like, are y'all following me? Right.
Yeah.
So what do y'all think about that? What do you think about it? Yeah, it's a lot to think about. What? What? How so? Sort of. How so? Let's reflect on that. How have you improved? Okay, nice. Do you know how you were able to do the work? Oh, that sounds good. That sounds good. Uh, mhm. Go back into that's good. That's awesome. How did you simplify things? Like, what specific techniques did you do? Hmm. Basic to do, yeah. To-do lists help a lot. Like, they really do. And, most importantly, like, breaking things down, like, is really helpful, like, 100%. Like, cause, like, yeah, literally when I was, like, finishing up my assignments for my senior year, like, I literally just made, like, a to-do list thing, you know, but like, just simplified everything, just be like, okay, here's the things I have to do for this class, like all that kind of stuff, and I focus on doing like the easy things and all that kind of stuff. But damn, that sounds good for her. I think you should keep doing that, man. Hmm. Right. Yeah, I get that. But yeah, but what I'll say to that is like, don't worry about the other classes just yet. Like, just do that for just that one class for now. And then once you're done with that, then you move on to the next. Then when you're done with that one, you move on to the next. Do you get what I mean? That'll be I think that would be the best like operation for you of like of how that'll like help you like in the long run, if that makes sense. So yeah, so try that. But damn, that's awesome, man. I'm proud of you, bro. Yeah, and be proud of yourself as well, man. Like, cause you did that, But yeah. What about you? What do you think about everything I've said so far? Being my yapping. Hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, for real, bro. I'm glad that that's what you took away from my app. That is, at least that's what it seems like. Hmm. What about you, Esther? Esther, where art thou? No, I'm so sorry, bro. When homie, I guess, Bro- brother. Esther, where are you? I think homie went to eat. Uh, are you in a coma? Blink once for yes. Uh, hmm. It is what it is. It's okay. Either Esther fell asleep or like her parents like, no, you eating right now, child. And she went to eat, you know. But yeah, brr. But yeah, I think that's everything that I want to say. I guess. You know, do you have like any questions for me or anything like that? Your thoughts are not forming yet. It'd be like that. Well, I mean, let me know if anything. You know, you do have a thought. But yeah, I think we're pretty much done. I think this is the last class, pretty much, if you think about it. Yeah, I know. Crazy, right? What outro? What? From where? Uh, well, there's actually this song from Persona 3. I like it a lot. Let me find it. It's low-key a spoiler though. That's how, in the sense that like this, like, cause like it plays at the end of the game when you finish the game is pretty beautiful. You know. Hmm. But I don't know. Maybe we can play it. Let me just find the name. I think it's like look up Persona 3. I'm looking at your screen right now. Persona 3 I think is Kimi, so Kime. Just put no, not ME, sorry, MI. Kimi. No, yeah, no yeah, Kiku. I think that's how it is. A really really good song. Uh The second one is reload. Do the first one. I think that's oh, this is so funny. Yeah, I think the song is fair fitting and because it is the end. But yeah, I think that's it, y'all. This was a great journey, man. Really fun. It was good. It was fun to read for y'all. I really hope y'all enjoyed it. You know, maybe hopefully y'all learned something. And if not, that's okay. Sometimes we just don't pick up on things. That's okay. You know, we're always still gonna learn. You know, stuff like eventually at the end of the day. You know, but yeah, I think we're done. Oh, this was great, man. Thank y'all for listening to my ramblings. I hope it helped.
Wait, really?
I bet he has. Yeah, he usually does. He makes funny videos from it. At least from me speaking. Don't worry, I don't think it's gonna include anything you said or anything. It's just mainly gonna be me and my reading. It's stuff.
Yeah, I would like that.
Yeah, don't worry, Carl. I bet, yeah. No, but yeah. Sorry, I'm getting a little emotional in this sense. It's been well, yeah, you think that? Yeah, that made me emotional too. But bro, wait till you play Persona 3. That'll get you more emotional. Like when I finished that game, I was brought to tears, bro. I mean, but maybe that's just me. I don't know. But for me, I was like brought to, like literally as soon as the song played, I just cried. Just cried. That's it. But yeah. Yeah, I'm just thinking. I'm like looking back on the book a bit and stuff. Yeah, I think we pretty much kind of covered most of the good stuff. But yeah, I think this is the end. Esther, are you still gone? It seems like. No, it's probably playing. That's probably just me playing through her mic. I think she went 8, but yeah, I think I'm gonna go, guys. It's very fun. This is a very fun journey. Doing this for like several weeks. I wish more of y'all were here, but of course, like I get that a lot of y'all were busy, but I'm glad that the few of you who did stay, like including you, Carl, like I really appreciate that, you know. But, and thank you, Farhan and Esther, for like staying till the end. Like, oh god. Yeah, it's very interesting book. Very interesting and stuff. But yeah, thank you guys. It's been really fun. I'm glad to have been. I mean, I don't even know. Hold on, let me not say that. But yeah, it's been fun. Thank you for your time. You know, have a good night, y'all. Please treat yourselves well. You know, be in the present moment, and just remember. Let me actually read the 4 agreements. You know. So, 1, like remember, be impeccable with your word. Speak with integrity. Say only what you mean. Avoid using the word to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. Use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love. Agreement 2. Don't take anything personally. Nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. When you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering. Agreement 3. Don't make assumptions. Find the courage to ask questions, to express what you really want. Communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstandings, sadness, and drama. With just this one agreement, you can completely transform your life. And then agreement 4. Always do your best. Your best is going to change from moment to moment. It will be different when you are healthy as opposed to sick. Under any circumstance, simply do your best. And you will avoid self-judgment, self-abuse, and regret. Always remember those 4 agreements. And if you forget, that's okay. Just look them up. Look up the 4 agreements. They'll be there for you. If you forget, you know, just look at them. But yeah, remember those 4 agreements, you know. Be in the present. Always do your best. You know, always do your best, guys. Because that's all you can do at the end of the day. And yeah, it's going to look different every day, moment to moment. But yeah. May you be happy. May you be free. And may you be at peace. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.